What's happening, all you hip cool cats? My name is Kit. Welcome to Chicago Reacts, and this is gonna be a fun one. It has to do with a video I haven't seen yet, and it has to deal with Warhammer 40k content. So, as always, I'm so joyous to watch anything related to my favorite science fiction series, Warhammer 40k. So, if you've been with us since the beginning, you may have noticed that I haven't reacted to a lot of Warhammer 40k content. There's a lot of great Warhammer 40k content creators, but a lot of the stuff I have seen. So when I am reacting to Warhammer 40k content, it has to be fresh out the kitchen. Or if perhaps by popular demand, perhaps you guys can yell for it in the comments section below. If you want me to react to If the Emperor Has Text-to-Speech Device and start off where I last left off with the wonderful, incredible Kira, but she won't be with me. I'll be reacting to it by myself. If you want me to react to that, please raise your voice. I'm talking to you sitting down, watching us on your cell phone or laptop or PC or wherever in the interwebs. Let us know. So, what's this fresh out the kitchen Warhammer 40k content video I am reacting to? How well does Darktide do Warhammer by Bricky? So be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Chicago Reacts, as always, because that's what a hip, cool cat does. But you want to know what's really cool? Please, 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 please also subscribe to the original content creator, too. A lot of work and effort is made into these videos. And in the last video that I reacted to from Bricky's channel about Darktide, which, by the way, I did read some of your comments about Darktide. People are saying I should get it, I should buy it, I should make some time to play the game. I will try. But, you know, like I said, I got responsibilities and things I have to take care of, too. So if I do get the chance, I'll be more than happy to play the game. And look, Bricky also got an endorsement from Games Workshop Warhammer itself. So that's a pretty big deal. So please support the original content creators, and also be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If this is your first time here to Chicago Reacts, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. But without further ado, because we're not here to listen to me talk, we're here to learn about Warhammer 40k content. How well does Darktide do Warhammer by Bricky? So, since I'm in charge of the ones and twos, let's pull up this video.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bricky, currently liberating the entirety of Atoma Prime by providing them with the newest in cleaning technology, bar soap. So Darktide...
That's right, Nurgle. That's right. We're talking shit about you. And take that too, Morty. Mortarian. You know, I know all the Traitor Primarchs have, you know, sadness and reasons why they betrayed the Emperor, but this one specifically goes out to good old Morty. Your reasons, just like your body odor, were shit. There. Take that, Morty. All right, let's find out how Darktide purchased... Oh, wait. How well does Darktide do Warhammer?
Sponsored my last video, and that was really awesome.
That's cool.
It's nice to be noticed by the hammers that make war.
Cool.
Darktide then said,
"You want to see me do it again?"
Today's
yes.
video is also sponsored by players Shouty, Sparkhead, Sa, and Stab come together.
There you go.
Nurgle-based co-op experience of survival and death. Tons of missions, tons of weapons, tons of armor, and tons of faith awaits you in
Faith to the God Emperor of Mankind.
Tertium. Down in the description is the Grimoire of Nurgle, and blessed be the number 7. So if you click it, you can then join in on this fun. Where my prior video was a discussion mainly on how to play the game, today I'd like to ask the question, how well does Darktide do Warhammer? What I mean by this is, how well does the game adapt the source material into video game form?
See, that's interesting. Because in a previous video that I reacted to, where Luton was talking about a potential live show, possibly on Amazon, with Henry Cavill being the executive producer, you know, if you're going to do a series like that, you kind of have to be loyal and dedicated to the source material. And from all the, at least from what I'm seeing and from what I've read in the comment section below about Darktide, and again, shout out to Bricky for actually getting the endorsement from Darktide to actually do another video for them. Again, that's some good stuff. People are saying that it's on point. It's very grim dark. It's action packed, and it's a very good Warhammer 40k game. So I'm going to assume they hit the nail on the head, but maybe there's some more things that perhaps we have not seen. So let's go on this adventure together.
Warhammer universe is an extremely unique and complicated one, and properly adapting it is difficult even at the best of times. Most of the factions in the universe take from modern day cultures or customs and then either give them a little spin on it or adapt it in some way. For example, the Necrons are a robotic term.
Whoa! Yeah. That's what the Necrons look like? Oh, I didn't know that. Hold on. 1,000 points to anyone who might do the avatar of Trazen the Infinite, so I'm gonna call him out. Hey, yo, Trazen! Trazen! I didn't know you guys look like this. Good luck in trying to keep us all quiet about that. Your museum can't hold all of us. Oh, look at them. The skeletons. Before they became spooky, scary skeletons.
To begin with, and then they're blossomed up into an army of the undead.
Yes.
Which is a heavy Egyptian culture. The Adeptus Mechanicus are a combination of extreme steampunk mixed with like a monk culture, mixing
100001
monks with technophile extremism. Very weird. The Craft World Elder take after a more feudal Japanese culture. Tau a bit more of a sci-fi version. Drukhari are pirates. Tyranids have like a Lovecraft and xenomorph mixture, and orcs are football fans. For humanity, it's a combination of a fascist Big Brother style regime mixed with this kind of like Catholic witch-seeking cult and a bit of retro sci-fi like you see in the movies. Like,
I would say that the Imperium is a mixture of fascism, oligarchy, theocracy, feudalism, and it's like a confederate. Like it's an imperium, but all the factions are like a confederation of forces. So it's really hard to pinpoint it. So it's a mixture, and plus it depends on what worlds you live on. For example, it's just my thoughts, but for example, the realm of Ultramar, the land of the world, or the empire within the empire, the 500 worlds, especially with McCrab, it's like wouldn't say it's the best place to live, but you know, at least in the realm of Ultramar, you know, you're gonna do somewhat okay there compared to most of the other industrial worlds or agri worlds or feudal worlds that are in the rest of the Imperium, because at least, you know, the governors and even the 10 Space Marine chapters, including the Ultramarines, at least give a damn about the people there. So there.
Alien, and of course a ton of Gothic. Luckily for Darktide, that's really the main thing they need to focus on, humanity. Because I couldn't imagine what it would be like to have to juggle all the other factions along with them. But Warhammer games live.
Just ask the people who made Soulstorm. Oh, I know, that was a burn. That was a low blow. I'm sorry.
And die on 4 major components: art direction, voice acting, music, and power scaling, in that order, most important to least. Let's start with art direction.
With this tool, I shall give birth to
art.
In order to pull off the Imperium's aesthetic, everything needs to look like a massive factory and a church simultaneously. It needs to have skulls and parchment paper absolutely everywhere. For the most part, I'd say they pull this off with flying colors.
It looks like it.
The Morning Star shows this off quite well. The entire place looks like you're on the inside of a monolithic church with the statues of imperial heroes and the architecture of things like even just the windows. But within that church, it feels like a military station. Like a church itself is going to war, which is pretty accurate. The cable management here makes me want to dry heave. It just goes and goes and goes, circling around metal and steel in an infinite loop and dangerously close.
Type in the comment section below if you are a cable management neat freak. Type in the comment section below if you cannot stand the cable management in Warhammer 40k.
So those cables are candles, and by the throne there are so many candles. Now we mix those candles with parchment and purity seals, which we are just absolutely covered in. The purity seals are, by the way, those little wax seals and pieces of parchment you see everywhere. They are inscribed with holy duties, prayers, scripture, all kinds of blessings that are supposed to resemble a lack of chaos taint or just duty to the god emperor. As you can tell, they kind of go ham with this stuff. Also, side note, the ship, it's called the Morning Star, which first harkens to the medieval weapon, right? Big Morning Star. But then you realize it's spelled Morning Star, as in mourning the dead, plus star, spaceships, the Morning Star. It's a pretty good ship name. Now,
yeah, that is a badass ship name. So to my fellow players, especially for the Gothic Armada, what do you name your ship? What kind of ships? Or, well, if you were in charge of a glorious ship in the name of the God Emperor of mankind, what would you call it? Type it in the comment section below.
About lack of skulls. There needs to be enough skulls. This game does not have a lack of skulls. In Warhammer, AI is illegal. So all mechanisms require a human brain, normally lobotomized and reprogrammed in order to operate, among a few other things. This is why we have servo skulls flying around. They're little, you know, servant skulls. The classic line, like,
Hans, are we the baddies?
well,
Not,
you should absolutely
not in the world of 40k. No, the Imperium are the good guys, right? Type yes in the comment section below. Do that right now. Do it. Yes. Chicago Reacts is a pro Imperium of Mankind channel. There are no heretics here.
be thinking that the entire time playing the game, and I think they met their skull quota quite well. As for each of the classes, the Guardsman looks pretty right.
Glorious.
I could maybe 40s them up a tiny bit more. Maybe a few hanging baubles here and there, like a tiny little incense jar, or an aquila here or there. But the Guardsman's a hard one, since depending on where you come from, their culture can vary substantially. So it really depends on what you're trying to go for. The Zealot is pretty on point. I really have no issues there. That's kind of perfect. When I think of a Zealot, yeah, that's about right. The Psyker is good, but I wish the actual character could have a bit more mutations.
Ooh, okay.
Class, the new Rogue Trader game, they're pretty mutated compared to the normal humans. The Psyker does have a few options, right? Like strange stuff you can do with their eyes, like pitch black. But I would have liked maybe just a bit more weird bits added to it to really spice up that creepy factor. Unsanctioned Psykers are sometimes like the fucking Exorcist girl. So adding a bit more would be pretty dope. Ogrins are nearly perfect. Like when I first started playing this game, I was gonna comment that the ones in the game were way too smart.
Ogrins are humans. What's that mean?
It means you guys are very good. It means that we could trust you. And by the way, I have seen the audio and watched the audio drama of Gavin Bob, and there was also another one done by a YouTube channel called Warrior Tier, where there was a Ogren talking about, you know, his adventures with his commissar and his friend Lurch, who unfortunately passed away. But you know, I gotta say, I kind of got a little teary-eyed at the end when the Ogren was mentioning, you know, all the lessons that his mama told him, and when she said to him, if there's a bully, then it's an Ogren's job to stop him. Ah, good old Ogrins. They earned a spot in my heart. And shout out to the creator of who made that short story, Gavin Bob.
Is it insult? Better not be insult.
But then they mentioned the Bone Edge ship they have.
Oh, yeah.
Metal machine, eh? But I'm okay.
Which I have to commend.
Good.
I was totally okay with saying, yeah, they're way too smart for normal Ogrins, but video game, you want them to talk with the squad mates, like I'm okay with that. But they literally thought of something. I didn't even have to use that excuse. Like, bravo. Because yeah, Ogrins are normally just complete infants. Like, what?
No, that Ogren was not thinking what. I disagree, Bricky. I disagree.
Because yeah, Ogrins are normally just complete infants. Like,
That's the face of both of them, both those Ogrins. That's the face of, they're listening. They might be thinking what, but they're focused. They're like, he's saying something, we just don't understand. But they're listening, all right? Because they're good fighters. There you go. I always like bringing out my Ogrins. I remember playing Dark Crusade when I was going after oh god, what was the orc board boss's name? Gorguts. And when he said, "You got some Ogrins with you, Yumi. They don't break like the rest of you," and I sent out my Ogrins. Good stuff.
what? They actually thought of it with the bonehead shit. That's Finally, when it comes to Nurgle, I'd say it hits about 80% of the way. From gameplay purposes, it definitely is a bit too generic zombie at times, not to mention the amount of dude with guns they rely on, but we are definitely fighting a more Nurgle corrupted hive city as opposed to fighting Nurgle's demons. So this is
God, I bet that stinks like pure raw sewage facing off against the Nurgle demons.
I think I could do with a bit more horror. That gigantic tree with the eyes, horrifying faces are perfect. And the Beast of Nurgle is pretty disgusting.
Ew.
I would have liked maybe some plague bearers as an enemy or a plague drone instead of the plague ogrim. That being said, I think Nurgle was the strongest choice for enemy in this kind of game. I'd kill for a Tzeentch or a Slaanesh style, but that would be really hard to do well. I don't know how you'd pull off a Tzeentch horde game or a Slaanesh horde game without getting a much more than M rated.
Yeah, that would be a difficult game to sell, especially with Slaanesh. And by the way, yes, Slaanesh, you're not garbage. You are the garbage can. There you go. Tzeentch, oh geez, again, I don't even know how you could sell that too, without having 1,000 suns. Can you imagine that facing off against those walking tin cans of dust? Cry in desperation with me, rubrics.
Game. Nurgle, for the most part, is pretty excellent. I do want a little bit more Nurgle demons and stuff, but I also need to temper my expectations because I want to see all the things. But as far as art direction goes, this game might be the strongest. You have a solid case that Battlefleet Gothic 2 and Mechanicus might give it a run for its money, but it's a damn hard run. But it's not surprising since like the success of Vermintide goes a long way, but it's still real treasure to see. Now, second on our list is voice acting.
Wonderful.
Proper 40K voice
Spazia meatball.
acting is probably a combination of incredibly fun to do and terrible on the voice.
I am judgment!
It also
Yes.
takes you into the frightening realm of British accents.
Another set of useless bloody orders from some useless bloody carcass.
Like most of humanity has that British accent since, you know, Games Workshop is a British company. And they have been a fan of that old hobby called colonization. Though there are a ton of accents for the most part, it's just British is the standard. As for the voice acting itself, fervor is the most important aspect. You need to say your lines with your chest. The ability to really sell that, yes, this person believes what they are saying is the needle point there. You know when an actor becomes so large, you stop seeing the character they're playing and instead start seeing the actor only? Like I had this issue with Leonardo DiCaprio. I can only ever see him as that. Warhammer has no room for that. You must become the character. You must see yourself in this bizarre world and every line must be delivered with that pinpoint accuracy. For the veteran, I give them like a solid B+ here. Guardsmen are a bit difficult since they're the everyman sometimes, so it's occasionally hard to do it properly and dissolve into that character. But I think this is as close as we're gonna get with the packs we have. The professional has a clean-cut accent.
This is life in a hive city. I'll stick with the guard. Give my fragging right arm to see the golden throne. Just one skill up wouldn't last a day in the guard, you know?
By the way, he said he'd give his arm to see the golden throne. For those who have made the glorious pilgrimage to visit the imperial palace, your grandchild or great-grandchild will probably finish the job for you.
The loose cannon definitely adds a bit more comic relief.
Help me get even with our pilot, would you? Took me for everything, and now I have to... Oh, no, you don't need to know.
But the standout for me is the cutthroat from Cadia. He has that poisonous speech that comes from someone who's just really fucking pissed off all the goddamn time. And that is how I imagine Cadians probably feel right now.
Yeah, they should be.
Creepy. She knows the stuff. If I start speaking in ones and zeros, put me down here. You wouldn't have lasted a day on Cadia. Is that right? And how's things working out for Cadia right now?
Oh!
I'll say it for you. You'll come apart at the last moment, just like Cadia.
No! Cadia stands. Stay right there. I accidentally hit my light. Cadia's here. You see that, Chaos Forces? Cadia still stands. Curses upon you, Lord Phaladon.
The Zealot. Oh my god, the Zealots. Oh, they achieve a standout A++ extra credit with their voice lines. They have absolutely nailed it.
If in doubt, kindred, place your faith in fire. The hotter, the better.
All 6 sound fantastic. And I love how they went with different types of piety for them. They range between all kinds of emotions. They had like dorky Bible study priest.
What unfathomable might hath the master of mankind, that he unites 1,000,000 worlds beneath his banner.
The
yes.
Attitude, and of course, like the judge.
Yes.
Who has the Emperor's light in their lungs.
Blood for the Emperor! Skulls for the Golden Throne!
The VA.
Yeah. Skulls for the Golden Throne. There is, you know, let's Coronite Berserkers, go back to your corner, okay? You have no place here in Chicago Reacts, okay? There is no 5th Chaos God. What?
Here is brilliant. No complaints. As for the Psyker, it can be a bit hit or miss. However, I wouldn't say the hit or miss comes from the performance, but rather the actual
hit or miss. I swear I heard that song before, but where?
Voice lines being said. The crazy, shrill loner lady and also the insane German Psyker say some heretical things.
The Emperor survives on human flesh and human blood.
Liar!
Imperium likewise.
What is Indomitus Crusade?
'Tis a glorious attempt by Lord Guliman to unite the Master's realm across the scar of chaos.
The lengths some will go to in order to earn a parade.
Yo!
Honest to God, Emperor, they would have been just gone significantly sooner. Just like, hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Psyker, you know, the carrion Emperor, and then... What? Some do mix that hybrid of terrifyingly scary and funny at the same time. They don't have outright poltergeist, which is too bad, despite understanding why they wouldn't, but it's too bad. I would have loved that. Though I think the standout here might actually be the one that constantly talks about the Emperor as his beloved.
At least the Emperor's with us.
You hear that, beloved? He's talking about you.
Ah!
I can teach you my secret language if you like. It has 15 vowels. Oh, I do enjoy your company. I wish you were all real.
To wake up up any time and spare us your company.
I think that's just the right mix of kooky crazy, but still lucid and understanding.
So in other words, he's not crazy uh-oh, he's crazy ha-ha. See, crazy ha-ha is, oh, you're so crazy, ha-ha. Crazy uh-oh is, all right, this guy's a little nuts. We gotta get out of here. Now you know the difference between crazy uh-oh and crazy ha-ha. Always go with crazy ha-ha. Like, you're so crazy.
Though the female savant one, I do think adds the right amount of classic damaged mage.
You should be more careful with those stray thoughts. I might get offended.
Please, sibling, have some professional courtesy.
Efficient, Psycho. I grant you that. It's called skill, Zealot.
Finally, the Ogren is just great. It's perfect. Most people go with the angry, like, bottom 8 Xenos one, and I couldn't be happier. All three versions are wonderful. They all have good voice lines, but just I love that one a lot. It's so fun. It's so like dorky and just having a good time. Ogren, man. I'll keep this short because the Ogren wouldn't understand me anyway. Good.
Yes.
Big man.
Good job.
The supporting cast is the only group I feel
He's a good big boy.
could use a bit more oomph with them. Sergeant Major Morrow guy, he's pretty on point. I think he does quite well, but Explicator Zola and the pilot feel not bad, just there. They're there to serve their function and not much more. And I think they could use a bit more oomph in some of their delivery. I like Hadron a lot, though, despite the fact that she has this like gilf energy to her, I maybe would have preferred her a bit more robotic and a bit more talking like this kind of way. But then we wouldn't get the sass, and I like the sass.
All this for a few Lehman Russes. Doesn't seem worth it.
A German war is harder, better, good, gooder. Am I saying that right? Do you understand?
The main ensemble of characters is really damn good, and a combination of all four, I think, is the best group. You know, it kind of makes you think of Ed and Eddie. You know, I mean, that's only three, but like Ed is the ogre, and Double D is the psyker, and Eddie is the guardsman. Throw a zealot in there, and you've got Cartoon Network's best show. I will not hear otherwise. Who would win, the Chaos Gods or Ed with a rock in his shoe? Okay, music.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Unless you believe.
So 40K is quite gothic as a setting, but since it's a gothic sci-fi hybrid, soundtracks need to fuse that old with the new. Normally they do this by mixing organ music with either a more modern beat or electronic instruments. Warhammer music varies, but it often has to feel like it's a tale being told. For example, in Dawn of War 2, the Space Marines had a triumphant, heroic theme that really expressed the feeling of like a victorious saga being told. Whereas something like Mechanicus is a bit more inquisitive, you know? Still classic, so to speak, but they basically got gothic dubstep.
I'll see some of you robo gals on the floor doing the robot. Not wait. So, hold on. Wait. Some of those tech priests might be actually banging toasters and robots at the same time. So, you know what? I'll just go back to listening to the music again.
And then there's the orcs. Darktide has decided to go the organ route, though it seems.
When it comes down to orc music, I'm actually disappointed in Bricky for not using the one from Dawn of War, Winter Assault, and of course Dark Crusade. For the initiated, you know what orc theme I'm talking about. The kind where you can imagine a million of those green jagoffs coming down the hill.
Seems like it's more like organ club music, like the kind of music you'd expect to hear in a big city that is also heavily gothic, at least during its combat themes, which are excellent.
For the Emperor! For Emperor and Imperium!
Mr. Jesper Kaiden.
Well, first of all, that was pretty badass. And then number 2, hey, Chaos, you don't have any good beats, do you? So take that, Korn, Zinch, Nurgle, and Slanesh. Nothing against the 5th one, though. What? There is no 5th Chaos God. What? There is no 5th Chaos God. The other 4 don't have music. The 5th one, Malal, has good music. What?
Kid has done an enviable job creating not only great soundtracks that are good on their own, but also fit in universe. A ton of choir, mixed with the organs, mixed with the strings, and great inserts of electronic combinations add a ton to it. It's a rarity that you can take the theme, like Night Strider, which is played in the Psyker character trailer, and have it fit in a 40K game, despite it feeling like a badass 8-bit remix theme. Being able to fit that kind of soundtrack in this game is a testament. It hits all the right beats, one after the other. They even found a way to sneak in the Skaven fiddle in just a little bit of the background of the main theme, which is also a banger. The only tracks I'm not huge on are probably the ones where an abomination is present, especially the Beast of Nurgle one. It's a bit grating on.
So, to my fellow Warhammer 40K enthusiasts, is it possible that there might be some sort of unknown faction still out there that hasn't been discovered by our glorious Imperium? Have the Skaven found a way to be in 40K? That's the last thing we need. And by the way, I still stand by my theory. Mickey Mouse is a goddamn Skaven. Prove me wrong. If I'm wrong, type it in the comment section below. But good luck. Mickey Mouse is a Skaven. Hashtag he's a Skaven. Spread the word.
On the ears on the higher difficulties, which take a ton of time to build the damn thing. But then on the other side of the spectrum, that boss music, though. Now, there's a bit of an honorable mention for sound design in this game, which does play a big part in it. But I don't include it much because what one company thinks a lasgun sounds like can be wildly different than what another company thinks it does. And both often sound good, but there is no dedicated lasgun sound. So, you know, it's kind of hard to rate sound effects in a 40K game, as long as they sound good, because, I mean, don't worry, they sound fine.
Yep, get them.
Lastly, but not least, we can talk about power scaling.
It's over 9,000!
Power scaling is very important. The level of power from something like an Orc Grot to a Guardsman to an Eldar Ranger, then a Space Marine, then a
Space Marine,
then a Chaos Possessed, then a Custodian, and we haven't even talked vehicles or demons yet. Like, the differences from low to high are ludicrous, and then you have to deal with who's writing the book or game, and that takes a lot of effort to get properly correct. As far as this game is concerned, I think the amount of restraint should be commended. Some things are not perfectly in tune with the lore, mainly the influence of Nurgle. I mean, the mere existence of us in this hive city, we should be firing out of both ends. But considering the characters, the enemies we fight on an individual level, it's pretty accurate. The issue comes from which character you play. Like, the Veteran and Zealot are the weakest in universe. Yet it's completely accurate, somewhat at least, to take on a bunch of Poxwalkers or Guardsmen and come out the victor. Hell, even some of the specials, that's completely fine. If we are to assume that our reject is, you know, special, you know, main character special, then for the most part, the things we fight, the regular enemies, totally okay. Where things get a bit tougher is when we start dealing with the higher level enemies like especially the abominations like the Plague Ogre and the Beasts of Nurgle.
Yeah.
Our Ogre and Psyker friend come in handy. Psykers are weird, though, in a sense, because they can either be insane wizards with unimaginable power,
Right.
or completely uncontrollable madmen. In fact, they can easily be a detriment to your team. In game, if they perils, they explode and get downed. In universe, if they perils, then a Beast of Nurgle grows out of their body and kills us all. But that's a game thing. And I don't mind that at all. Still, the mere capability of one on the team ups our survival rating a decent amount. And the Ogren, oh my god, even more so. And Ogren is just gargantuan. They could probably beat up some Space Marines in a 1v1 fight, like no guns, no weapons, like just like 2 people in the ring. I'd say they could probably do it. It's a little bit like a David and Goliath. Calling a Space Marine David. It's a bit of a David and Goliath thing, but they are large enough to do so. The thing is, in actual lore, Space Marines are too smart. They'll kill them from a distance and they'll have knives and stuff. So there is that. But even so, I'm going on a tangent. The Ogren ups us massively. The power of an Ogren, the actual genuine strength of an Ogren should not be underestimated. They will rip you in half like a wishbone. They are gigantic. As far as the enemies go,
And you know what? Ogrins are good boys. They do the job. There's a bully. It's an Ogren's job to stop him.
Beast of Nurgle is a really weird creature to exist, though. It's straight up a demonic entity, which cannot exist on its own. See, in 40k, demons don't have, like, a form in real space. They can only exist in the warp. So in order for a demon,
Glad that he's talking about this.
there has to be some level of rip in the real space that feeds it life. Or I guess it could have possessed something, sure, but that seems a bit less likely considering that we also have the Plague Ogren, which was possessed, obviously. But if I'm correct in this theory, it means somewhere, something in Tertium is feeding warp energy into real space. And that's a massive fucking problem that may or may not be dealt with in the future. I don't remember there being a mention of it, so that's just where my conclusion lies. However, I'm glad that Fat Shark showed restraint and didn't jerk us off too hard with how strong we are. The boss enemies in this game are often just like captains with plasma pistols and refractor field generators. Two extremely powerful pieces of equipment that often like company commanders in the guard will carry. So it's absolutely in line that a strong ass captain who serves chaos with good ass gear can serve as the game's boss fight. Now some people ask,
seems reasonable.
Would a single Space Marine work as a final boss? One Space Marine, like a final boss. And to that I say, the tiniest maybe. If there was a Space Marine, it would be a Death Guard, most likely. Death Guard.
Oh, God. I would not want to face off against one of those. And I don't know. Ooh, jeez. Folks, is there any kind of hint about the Death Guard in Darktide? I mean, I'm pretty sure he might mention something, a little bit of it in the game, but to the people who've played the game, is Morty and his disgusting sons talked about?
Are slow, but they're still Marines. And if he is equipped with a bolter, then the damage he would dish out would be unrecoverable. He would take us all out pretty quick. Also, being in a square mile of a Death Guard Marine often comes with an ungodly amount of disease and probably in-game debuffs with it too. If anything, the best boss fight would be hide and seek. The only thing that would give us a chance is the Ogren and the Psyker. Warp power could definitely do damage, and the Ogren is still very, very strong. I suppose certain weapons like the Thunder Hammer and Plasma Gun would be pretty handy.
Okay.
It's still a little I would be okay with it if it was something ridiculous, like a level 5 mission where you had to play through the mission, do a boss fight against him, he gets away, more mission, boss fight again, different weapon, let's say, gets away, then boss fight again, final boss fight, like a 3-stage boss fight. You know, you go mission, fight, mission, fight, mission, fight. I'm having an Ogren moment. Something like that. It needs to be really goddamn hard. It has to be a spectacle, or else it loses its scaling purposes. But for now, here, tough ass dude with a plasma pistol and a refractor shield, perfect. Exactly what I was hoping for. But at the end of the day,
seems reasonable.
These things together: art direction, voice acting, music, and power scaling. Warhammer is an extremely hard medium to adapt properly. It takes a lot of the standard sci-fi conventions and outright says, No. Do the opposite.
Right.
Complete removal of tolerance. No AI whatsoever. It's taking what was a prosperous sci-fi universe and then giving it 10,000 years of degradation into ignorance. And then make them proud of it. For all the difficulties, I think Darktide gets a solid A on it. If there was a game to show someone and say, this is as close as I can get to explaining what Warhammer 40K is like, at least from the human point of view, it's this one. My hat is tipped to all the artists, designers, voice
Seriously,
actors,
great job.
and musicians that came together to make it possible, to make this world feel the way it does. Still plenty of hat tipping to the other devs too, but for this kind of thing, extra hat tipping, triple the tip. It could not have been easy, but I believe it has paid off. If you'd like to jump into it, it is in the description. Check it out. It's not a perfect game. Some things I will discuss more about in a future video, but it is still a damn fun one. And I have thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. T-shirt and jeans or sweater and khakis? I live in California, so t-shirt and jeans. What is a meme format / template do you wish not to exist? A meme format / template I wish not to exist. I wish Warhammer fans would get better jokes. Kriegsmen have shovels. Haha. This is what happens when you're part of a fan base that's normally over 35. You get
Hey, well, I got one. Perturabo digs holes. Yeah. Yeah, take that, Iron Warriors.
You get Jimmy Fallon humor. Really enjoyed your MW2 remaster playlist, and I wanted to ask if you have any older games in your gaming library that you wish to revisit and play. I want to really badly make a video on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I love that game. I think it's great. I want to make the video title Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is amazing and you're all stupid. That's gonna be the name of it. You're all wrong. I think it's amazing and I want to do like an hour-and-a-half long video talking about it one day. I will see you next video. I don't know when it'll be out, maybe not super soon, but soon enough, maybe. I lie to myself a lot. Bye.
Okay, so we learned some things. First of all, number 1, the Emperor protects. Number 2, long live his glorious Imperium. And number 3, to stand against the Emperor makes you a heretic. So remember, Chicago Reacts is a pro-Imperium of Mankind channel. So be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that ring bell notification. And also, be sure to support the original content creator as well. So first, shout out to Bricky. Congratulations for once again getting a second endorsement from Darktide Warhammer 40,000. Clearly this game, and I've read the comment sections as well from the previous video I reacted to, this game is on point. It really represents Warhammer 40K lore, and as someone who likes to read the books too, because I got 2 books right here. Hang on. I got 2 books right here. Baneblade. And then there's 15 hours right here. 15 hours. Both good books. And if anything, these are books that I do recommend. I would like to one day own a hardcover of Hell's Reach. Maybe someday. Not today, but someday. Someday. Not today, though. But, yeah, so there you go. It's good stuff. Yeah, this was a great YouTube video to react to. I really enjoyed it, and I really hope to get a chance to play Darktide. So hopefully with multiplayer, and yeah, looks like a fun adventure. Can't wait for more. I hope all of you are doing well. Please keep on winning, and I am out of here.